Hey guys, Zelonius here. Welcome to another video on the channel. In today's video, we are looking at the most OP players on FIFA 23. In this video, we'll be looking at every position. I've picked 2 or 3 for every position, different price ranges. No too expensive, because if like, R9's not overpowered, because that's just what you expect at that price range. We're looking at players who I think are really good value. I just think are really dominant on this game. Different leagues, variety of different options, so lots for you guys. And there's a mix of new and old gen. Some are good on both, some are just more on one. I'll talk about each player as we go through it. Appreciate you all watching this. If you like this type of content, please do consider subscribing to the channel. If I see them all off it today, then but there's a sickness and diarrhea bug going around my house. I feel really rough, but I wanted to get some content out for you guys, so I appreciate you watching. So we've got Areola and Mendy. Basically, on this game, keepers who are tall seem to be really good. Reflexes and diving are probably the 2 most important stats. Oh, we've gone the wrong way there. And Mendy has really high reflexes. Areola has really high reflex and diving for an 81. And they're tall. Therefore, they play well in game. Smaller keepers tend to not be very good. Honestly, for the most part, I just tend to use a keeper who gives me chemistry, but obviously I'll always try and get a really good one as well. Areola being French, very easy to fit in. Mendy being Chelsea, and strong links to someone like Koulibaly or Mane, very easy to fit in. Left backs, we have a couple here. We've got Frankowski and Spinazzola. They can play left back or left wing back. Frankowski's not as good going forward, but he's a beast defensively. Elite physical for a fullback at this part of the game. Really, really good pace. Can shoot. So if he had 4-star, he'd be one of the best wing backs in the game. That shooting does hurt him a little bit when it comes to playing out in a wing back, in a 5-back. But he's still very good. Very well-rounded card. Strong links to cards like Fofana, which is really nice. So you can link him in a bit easier. Spinazzola, 4-star. Not quite as dominant as a month ago when the game released, but still a very good card who is almost discard value. Very easy to link in. Frimpong, more of an old gen player because he's weak and going to not be as quick as he should be on new gen because he's going to be explosive. On old gen though, this guy's absolutely elite. I'd be putting a central on him just to boost that defending physical a bit more. He's cracked on the ball with that agility, balance and dribbling. His passing's more than fine. And just that pace, being that good on the ball on old gen, makes him one of the best players in the game for his position on there. Moynier, definitely a new gen demon. 6'3", 4-star weak foot. Not the worst on the ball considering the build, but he's already lengthy. You can put an anchor on him. He gets near, I think it's like 95 strength. He's already elite defensively for a fullback at this point. Really good pace. His passing's more than fine. Good weak foot. He's basically going for like his discard price, so you can't lose coins on this guy. He can link into someone like Kevin De Bruyne. Not the easiest Bundesliga right now. There's not a lot of great top-tier options. But for the price, he's honestly a better card on paper than Kyle Walker. And Kyle Walker's like 11, 12 times more expensive than him. Yes, Kyle Walker's got much better links being Premier League and the Man City and England links. But Moynier is probably a better card and he's way, way cheaper. This is definitely one of the best value cards in the game if you can fit him in. Cost to go. Still an elite option early on. Probably more of an old gen player because he's not quite as big as some of the other centre-backs in terms of the physical stats. He's 6'2", though. Like, he's fine on new gen or old gen. But that pace on old gen is elite. Really like him and he's very cheap. Skriniar, more of a new gen player, but ridiculous defending stats. Those defending stats on an 86, that also has elite physical. I don't really understand why Skriniar's an 86. His card's more like an 88. Little bit clunky on the ball, it's definitely a weakness, but overall he's one of the best defensive CBs in the game right now. Virgil van Dijk, the most expensive player in this video, I think, but on new gen, he's probably in the top 2 or 3 centre-backs in the game. For 200,000 coins, that's overpowered for me. I think he's crazy. He's very easy to link in. Good nation, good league and club. Old gen, he's still great. He's definitely more dominant on new gen, though, with that lengthy and high physical. Casemiro, definitely not an old gen player, but on new gen, Casemiro is a top 5 CDM in the game right now. That's honestly probably including icons. There's only, in terms of, this is defensive mind ones, the only ones better off the top of my head really are Yaya Toure and Vieira. Maybe Ballack, but it's very close. This Casemiro is insane. You You can always upgrade to his inform, which I don't think is that much more expensive, but this Casemiro is a top tier card. Renato Sanchez, new gen and old gen, very, very good. He can't get lengthy on his one to watch if you want to upgrade to his one to watch, but this rare gold is still amazing. 4-star, 4-star, quick, good dribbling, well, really good dribbling for a midfielder, great physical, good enough shot that you can trust it. The one to watch is a really good upgrade, but it is a lot more expensive. Marino, I've used him on old gen and new gen, good on both. Probably more of a new gen beast, but very good all round card. Shame he doesn't have 4-star, 4-star, but he is really well priced for how good the card is. Sissoko, basically up there with Baby Vieira. Not quite as dominant because he's a bit smaller and doesn't quite have the elite defending that Vieira has. We're talking about Baby Vieira here, but he's quicker, better on the ball, he even has more strength. Baby Vieira is a bit more well-rounded, but this Sissoko is like 6 times cheaper, maybe even more than that now. This Sissoko is a very good alternative option to get an elite defensive-minded midfielder. Milinkovic-Savic, definitely not an old-gen player. New gen he excels on, but 5-star weak foot, fine on the ball with that dribbling, elite passing with 5-star weak foot, great physical so he gets the lengthy. That pace doesn't feel too bad in midfield with a lengthy. Valverde, under 10,000 coins I think now, just ridiculous on both versions of the game. Great links being Real Madrid La Liga. He's just insane. He's in a lot of pro players' teams. Higher rated version, but it shows how good he is. Coleman, definitely more of an old gen player. The explosive type just really isn't that good on new gen. But on old gen, for how cheap this guy is and how easy it is to link in, that 5-star skill moves, elite pace, great on the ball, fine at shooting and passing for such a cheap card. He is amazing. Chiesa, new gen or old gen's fine. I'm using his SBC, which is a decent upgrade, that 87 out position. Chiesa's very good, very cheap super sub if you don't start him. Correa probably excels a bit more on old gen, but he can get with a marksman controlled and be fine on new gen. I've seen people on new gen and old gen use him. He's got elite positions. We're not rating cards in this video too much on the positions, but the positions really do help fit him in. He's 4-star, 4-star. On old gen in particular, he's ridiculous on the ball and you can put a hunter on him. I use him on my road to glory and have him as a sub on my main account. Usman, old gen player. The old gen players tend to be more on skills, high dribbling, high pace. Smaller players, new gen tend to be more physicality. Dembele, not that great on new gen. On old gen, insane. I play him up front. He was playing out wide for a bit, but he's up front now on my team. I'd love to get his red pick. Lucas Paqueta, great on both versions of the game. Can get lengthy on new gen with the Architect. He is due another upgrade, I think. So he's an 85 to an 86, but he's due to get another one to an 87, which will be really nice. This card's already very good. 5-star skills, 4-star weak foot, Brazilian Premier League. Diego Jota, really solid card. And by the way, with that Paqueta, you can play him in cam. You probably can play him out wide once he gets his other upgrade. He'd be a bit slow, I'd still think. But CDM or cam, he's going to excel in. Diego Jota, cheap. Very good card for how cheap he is. Haaland, obviously, you cannot have a video like this without Haaland in it. He's better on new gen because of the length and how fast he is, but he's still very good on old gen. I've played against him on both. On old gen, he just doesn't excel as much because his dribbling doesn't suit that. But on new gen, he is ridiculous. I played him like 12, 13 times this week in League. He is just unstoppable and he gets goals even when you defend him properly. And the final player is Inform Muriel. Pretty good card on both versions again. 4-star, 4-star, crazy cheap, really well rounded. Doesn't have a massive weakness. I'd probably be putting 100 on him on both versions. Really good card for the price. Not the easiest to link in, but I do really like him. We'll quickly flick through them again so you can see them. But I really like some of these players in this video. I mean, I really like all of them. That's why they're in here. But this year, it's very easy to get really good cheap teams. Cheap teams more than ever. Every year just seem to get easier and easier. To get the top tier, ridiculously expensive cards, not easy. But I think it's very competitive in terms of you can get a very good team for cheap on this game. It's rare I play a team in Weekend League that I just feel so bad that it couldn't compete. You can get a really good team for a few 100,000 coins on this game. That's meta. Appreciate you guys watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. I appreciate the love on the channel lately. You guys are amazing. I'll be putting some custom tactics updated for my 5-2-1-2 live tomorrow on YouTube. Appreciate you guys. Have a great evening. Peace.